hour. So we're doing it again. We even have people from Australia. They'll be noon their time, okay? Right now it's really a bizarre hour for them. So we're going to have some fun. All right, good morning. How's everyone doing? For some of you, it's afternoon. All right. I am thrilled to have you with me today. This is just so exciting. I love you gals with direct sales. Some of you may not be with direct sales. A lot of you are. There are so many amazing things that you can do when you just learn a few little tips and a few little skills. It is so incredible what a little tweaking can do. Have you guys ever seen that example where they say, you know, if an airplane's flying along and if they're only off 2 degrees, how far they'll get off course? You all seen that scenario? Okay, it's the same way with getting on course though. We always use it as a bad example. What if you change 2 degrees and you get more on course? Does everybody would that be fun? To be closer to the target because of a simple little tweak? There are simple little tweaks that you can make that make a huge difference. And that's what we're going to talk about. And we're going to have so much fun today. There is so many possibilities with direct sales. I love all of you who either this is your second job and you're bringing in extra money for your family, or sometimes you want to be a stay-at-home mom. We have so many different reasons. I want you to put down below in the chat box, what is your why? Why are you here? Why do you want to get better at your business? Why do you want to make more money? What is your why? I want to know. I want to know why you care, why you're here, why you're doing this instead of working either another or a 9-to-5 job. Why do you love this? And what do you love about your product? I want to hear all about it. Chat, chat, chat. Punch away down there, okay? When I was with direct sales, my first company, I lived in North Dakota. Some of you have heard my story. And North Dakota is flat and barren, and every city is 100 miles from the next one. It is really barren out there. I had 2 little people, and I had a degree in business, and I really wanted to do something, but I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. So I started scrapping. I started selling scrapbook supplies, and I had gotten so far with my company that I wanted to go to the next level, okay? That's what I really wanted. I wanted to go to the next level. Now, how many of you are at that place where you're like, you know what? I'm doing something right, but I want to go to the next level. Anyone there? Like, it's cool what's happening, but I want to go to the next level. I see the possibilities. I see that I can do more than just have this as a hobby. I see that I can do a little bit more than just support my habit. I can make money and I can make a difference. Anybody feeling like that? Okay, so do you want to know what I learned? Everybody up for a story? So what I learned is that when we slow down and ask questions and make it all about the other person, that the income potential goes off the charts, that there isn't anything you can't do. And it's all about learning how to ask really smart, good questions. That's what it comes down to, okay? Now, when I learned these skills, I started doubling my sales and having my clientele saying, oh my gosh, you're so not pushy. You're so nice. We're getting exactly what we need. And then I was having repeat business. I was having referrals. And because they used up their scrapbook supplies versus them buying something on a whim and that impulse buy, because of that, guess what? My sales just skyrocketed. And what was so exciting was that year I earned the company trip in half the time allotted. Now, if any of you have earned a trip, you usually know, like, you're putting in that $1.49, those last $49 at $11.59 that night, right? Anybody have that experience? So those that are coming on, be sure and mute yourself on your end, okay? And it was so amazing to realize what I could do by simply asking better questions. It is just incredibly powerful what can happen. Now, I was told to get on the phone. So this kind of tells you my age. So this was before texting was big. This was before Facebook. And I've taken those skills that made me a lot more money, and I've created a system for you for texting. Because even though I really do believe in getting on the phone, the fact of the matter is some of your people don't get on the phone, period. Right? Some of you are like, look, as much as it might be a good idea, and even if I can get over my fear of this thing, you know, feeling like it weighs 1,000 pounds, they don't always answer, right? So even if you are that brave. And so that's what we want to help you with. We want to give you a system that helps you really get down deep to what they need, all via messaging, and you can do it and be the most compassionate, most understanding person and set yourself apart. All of you are part of companies that have thousands of consultants, correct? Some of you might be with a newer one, but many of you have thousands of consultants. Wouldn't you love to set yourself apart? Anybody want to do that? Anybody want to be that person? Now, one of the things that I see all the time is that we get really excited and think we have to be like that really flamboyant, excited person who's that salesperson that's bubbling, outgoing, and just everybody just sucks them in. Guess what? You don't. You can be shy. You can be a little more reserved. You can be someone who's not loud and wah, like I am. You can be you. And all it takes is you making sure other people know how much you care about them. You don't have to be big and loud. Okay, isn't that cool? It was so funny because the other day, well, it was, what was it? It was during fair time. We were walking through the booths, me and my husband, and there was this guy, and he was so cute, and he was from Russia, and he was selling these hand warmers. And he was one of those salespeople that just kept willing and dealing and come on, you want these, and I'll throw this in. And you know what? Like, I kind of laughed, and I bought the hand warmers for my son because he bikes and he gets cold in the winter. His little toes and hands get really cold on his bike. And I finally gave in and bought them. But I thought, not everyone can do that. Not everyone can be like that. Is anybody like that? They're like, you know what? I just, if that means that's how I have to be successful in sales, I'm out. Anybody feel like that? Like, I can't be that persistent, that pushy, that come on, you want it, you want to wheel and deal, okay? If you can't be like that, this is the answer for you. Because really, anyone can do this. And that's what, like, I love when my little shy, more timid client is like, Michelle, I'm doing more sales. And they're so excited because all it came down to was them being really authentic. Okay? So who's more hopeful? Give me a Yahoo. Who's more hopeful? All right. There's so many cool things we can do. So just so you know, there's several different situations in which you're going to text somebody. You're going to text a previous customer, someone you're going to follow up with and do customer service. You're going to follow up with the person that you met at Target or a booth or expo. You're going to text those who are having parties and do hostess coaching. You're going to text people who are your best customers and see if you can do recruit interviewing with them. You're going to be texting people who cancel appointments, cancel parties, and see if you can rebook them. There are like all these different scenarios, right? There's not just one scenario in which we're dealing with people. Now, I can't cover all those today, but I'm going to give you some fundamental tips, and I'm going to give you some tips in which you can contact previous customers as soon as you're done here. Like, I want you to go and try this. I want you to send me a message on Facebook and go, I made $50 this afternoon, Michelle, okay? I want to see that from you. I love it when you have success. Now, I spoke at a unique conference in Portland a couple weeks ago. Well, it was this summer. And what was so cool was that they all, like several of them, used my tips right there during the conference, posted questions, got responses from people on their friend list, and literally did sales within those 2 hours I was talking. This is what I'm talking about, okay? What I teach you is applicable now, okay? This isn't something, but what's cool and what you have to realize is that you'll start messaging people and you'll go, oh, now what do I do next, okay? So there's like, it's something you have to practice just like anything else, okay? But I'm gonna give you some tips you can do now. So the very first thing I want you to realize in texting, how many of you have ever had a message come in and it just kept going and going and going, and it was like 3, 5 little boxes on your phone or in your Facebook thing. It just kept going and going and going. Anyone get one of those? Could be from a sister. It's always a girl. Like, guys don't text that much, right? It's always from a girl, and it's someone that you love and care about, or it might be a sales one, but it just keeps going and going. Do you ever just kind of skim it and like, yeah, okay, anybody read those thoroughly, right? Like, we all scan. So let me tell you, I'm really embarrassed, but the other day I had a message come in from a friend of mine, and it had to do with community service stuff I did. It wasn't a business one. And at the end of it, it said, hey, are we still getting together on Thursday for this meeting? And I didn't read the top of it, and I immediately messaged back. I said, yes, we are. I'm so sorry. I should have sent out a reminder. I'm so excited to see you. Send. Went to my meeting, and I'm like, where is she? Why isn't she here? And in the group message, one of the gals that was there, she goes, well, at the top of the message, it said that she was busy that night, and she was wondering if we could change it. I was so embarrassed, okay? And it's because I scanned the message. Now, y'all have done that, right? And you have to realize that your clients will do that too. My first hint for you is keep it short. It cannot fit in more than one text box or one little message thing on Facebook. Keep it short. That is my first tip for you. You will start to look, when you see it going into the second box, look back and go, how can I shorten that sentence? And you'll start to find ways that you can, I'm not telling you to use all the really bad, texting, LOLs and stuff to shorten it. I mean, still be a clear adult and understandable, but shorten it. And that's the first thing. It's more likely to get read. Okay. The next thing is, when you want to reach out to someone, one of the things that happens is if you reach out and instantly talk about business and they don't reply back to you, how many of you get a little paranoid? Oh no, they don't want my product. They don't want to talk to me. Oh my gosh. Oh, why didn't they text back? I wonder what's wrong. Maybe they didn't like the product. Maybe they don't like me. And you're like, woo! Anybody start spinning like, woo, 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 like down this really lovely little negative path. Woohoo, here we go, okay? So when you talk about business first, you have no idea if they didn't respond back to you because they're not interested in business or because they're busy. So we want to put a little feeler out there. I call it the initial touch. You want to simply message them about something going on in their life and show you care about them as a person. Now, I know y'all care about them as a person, about their health or their makeup or their cooking at home or whatever your company is. I know you care, but you need to care about something outside of that product. Now, if you know them well enough, you might know that they just got married. You might know something about them without having to do this. If you don't know anything about them, guess what you do? You go to Facebook and you stalk them, right? Okay, that's easy to do. Go to Facebook, see what's been going on in the social media. Maybe they're Instagram people. Go see what's going on. What's been going on in their life? Did their child get sick? Did they go on a vacation? Did they get a new haircut? Anytime you can compliment, people are really very likely to respond to that, okay? So I want you to take a minute and find out something just about them, okay? And this is what you do. First of all, you say their name. People love to hear their name, even if they're reading it, right? We love to hear our name out loud. We also love to hear their name, okay, even if it's written. So you got to fit that in, even though we're keeping it short. Then you just want to tell them, hey, I saw you went on a vacation, or I love your new haircut, or oh my gosh, I saw your daughter was sick. Something that just shows that you care about them as a person, okay? Nothing about product. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth, okay? This is really important. This cannot have anything to do with your product. Zip, zero, zilch, all right? So we make some little comment, and then we ask a question at the end of it. How long were you on that vacation? What was the funnest part about it? Tell me a little bit about little Susie. How long has she been sick? Oh my gosh, who cut your hair? I love the color. End it with a question, okay? Make sure you put your name in it if you don't think they may have your name saved on it. what we're doing is finding out if they are free to talk, actually, to text, right? And then if it's on Facebook, don't send it if you don't see a green light, okay? Because you know they're not online. Sometimes the green light's on and they're still not online, but there's a better chance. So there's no point in messaging them unless there's a green light on. That makes sense? Okay? So send a text with your name or with their name, then something you noticed, end it with a question and your name. Everybody got that? You will be shocked if you will just try this alone. Okay, many of you, I did a poll on Facebook and I had a lot of people say on a scale of 1 to 10 that when they send out messages, they maybe get replies 1 out of 10 times. Anybody else have that syndrome? Okay, and some of you told me, I get replies all the time. I'm gonna bet those that get replies all the time are usually those people that they're contacting people they already have a relationship with, okay? But I could be wrong. Maybe people like them better than they do me or something. But what I find is that a lot of times people, they're kind of screening their calls. They don't know who it is, or you instantly talk about product. There's lots of reasons why they don't reply. Try this and see what happens. As you get better and better at it and see the messages they reply to, you'll probably get about 5, 7 out of 10. How many of you, that's literally, if you only get 1 out of 10, and you get up to 5 out of 10, that's a 400% increase of replies. Okay? If you get up to 7 out of 10, that's a 700 increase in replies. Okay? So that's your first thing. Let's actually find out if they have time to message you. Okay, quit sending out this big, huge, oh my gosh, there's a new product, and I thought you'd love this color, and I want to know what you thought of the mascara, and blah, 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 blah. Okay? No more texting vomiting, okay? Slow down, just find out about them. So that's the number one thing. Who feels like they can do that? Is that scary? Like, you can do that, right? Who can totally do that? Awesome. Okay, so that's your first tip. The second tip, that was your second tip. The third tip I already started telling you about is end every single, did I freeze? Okay, let me try that one more time. End every single message with a question. Okay, so even if you're talking about product, okay, so let's say they ask you a question. Let's say they ask, well, I was wondering, you know, are those stones you have, are they good for cooking French fries? Does that help at all? And you go, yeah, actually they do. You can't stop there and think they're going to go, okay, order me one. What happens, okay, how many of you have had a message come to a screeching halt, or a conversation rather, on Facebook or on a text, and you're like, where did they go? Why did they quit messaging? Has anyone had that happen? They're just like, I thought we had a groove going, and then all of a sudden, like, they're not there anymore. Anybody have that happen besides me? Okay. Go look at the last message you sent. I will bet money that you ended the last sentence with a period versus a question mark. Okay, that is literally the difference, is asking a question versus ending it with a statement. So even if they said, yes, French fries work really well, okay? I love this cute boy going, I see myself on screen. It's like at Walmart. Hi, look, I can see me. It's awesome. I have 4 kids too. I get it. Totally cool. They just noticed stay out there now. Okay. He can, hi. I'm so glad to see you, cute boy. Tanya's son. Okay. So one of the things that's so important is to understand, now I lost my train of thought just for 2 seconds. The questions, is that when you ask a question, it propels, it makes people feel this urge to reply. It's the funniest thing. Like, try this on Facebook, because you can see the little bubbles when they start to text or start to message. So make a statement, hit send, and wait a few minutes, and you'll see it like dead. And then ask a question and hit send. You can count like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All of a sudden the bubbles start going. It is so funny. I test it out all the time and it works. It's so hysterical. Okay. So all she'd have to ask is, hey, how many, what's your favorite French fry? How many times a week do you guys have French fries? What else do you like to eat that is better, tastes good fried, but you like to see if maybe there's a way to cook it on the stone? Does that make sense? Can you see how that works? So you just ask another question to keep them engaged, and that takes the conversation further. And the more, like, if she now has 5 great ideas to cook on that stone, how much more likely is she to buy it? Right? Duh. You see what I'm saying? How much more likely? The whole goal is to dig and pull out lots and lots of questions out of people. We're polling and we're polling and we're polling, and we're getting to know people really well so that we can offer lots of products. And we can offer products that we know they'll use because we really got to know them and what it is that they needed. All right. So let me go through a couple companies and give you a couple examples. Okay. Anyone here, doTERRA? Give me a wave or comment down below, or you can unmute your phone. Oh, I got doTERRA girls up here. Hi, doTERRA girls. Okay. So what's fun about doTERRA, this is my tip on doTERRA, find 3 people in their lives who need their product, who need your products, and it's a done deal. They'll buy. Okay. Their kid or their husband or their mom or their neighbor that they take care of. 3 people need it. Oh, that's 4. Okay, I can count. 3 people need it. Done. You got to sell. Okay. If you're selling makeup and you're talking, what I tell my makeup people all the time, you go through all 4 parts. You go eyes, lips, skin, take it off. You go through all 4 of those areas. The likelihood of you finding 3 products that they want to try, can't live without, just ran out. You get 3 products they want. There's a purchase, or they buy a kit, or they host a party to get it for free, or heck, they may even want to be a recruit. Okay? See how that works? The more need there is. Let's see. I know I have, how many Jamberry people? I had a whole bunch of Jamberry people sign up. Okay, anyone want to wave? Oh, I got a Jamberry KJ down here. Okay, so think about Jamberry. What does it offer? Find out if your nails chip and how often they break. Find out how quickly their fingernail polish chips. Finding out how they feel. How do they feel when they have their nails done? I joke all the time. I feel more sexy when my toenails are done. Now that doesn't even make sense, but I totally do, right? Okay. Find out what they love and why. Find out what their favorite colors are. Okay. When you have 3 needs, 3 patterns, 3, what's going on with their fingernails going on, done. You have a sale. Is that making sense? Okay. I have lots of health products, anything from weight loss to just supporting your health. Asking them, what is your major health goal? What would you love to have different in 30 days from now? What would you do different in your life if you were at your goal weight? What would you do different if you had more energy? What are your health concerns that you're trying to either, what medications are you trying to get off? Can you see how quickly you can find 3 needs? And then done. Okay, they're signing up with you. You're taking really good care of them. You see how that's working? Let's see. What other companies? I have all sorts of companies that were signed up. Am I hitting everybody a little? Let's see, Jamberry. Anyone can yell out a company that I haven't even slightly touched on. Go ahead and unmute yourself and go, hey, Michelle, you don't have any examples on this one yet. Oh, Damsel. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so on the Damsel, if you can find 3 people or 3 situations where you just don't feel 100% secure or safe, and they have these different areas in their companies, from internet, what are you using for internet safety for your kids? How often are they on the internet, and what are you doing for that? Tell me a little bit about what you do, how you're conscious when you walk into a dark parking lot. When you find out what they're currently doing, then you start to reveal holes, and that's where you can present some products without doing that scare factor. Okay? And then what was the other one I said? Oh, jewelry. So I saw origami, and there's probably some other jewelry. Oh, I love jewelry. So that was one of my other lives. I had 3 direct sales lives. Jewelry was one of them. what I love about jewelry is asking, hey, what's the latest thing that you just bought? What do we need some earrings to go with? What is the thing you won't leave the house without? Is it bracelets, earrings, necklace, or you like top to bottom? Like finding out what they like to wear. Be sure and find out if they're silver or gold or they wear both, okay? Finding out more questions or finding out more about them through questions, asking them, you know, do you work from home? Do you like to be dressed up even if you're a stay-at-home mom? What events do you have coming up, or where are you traveling during the holidays? All those things, pull things out to figure out what bling are they missing, right? Because, you know, we're all, can you have too much bling? Of course not. Okay, you should see I have a very large jewelry box. Okay, is everybody kind of getting some ideas of, after you get them to message you back, how you can start digging deeper and finding out more about them? Is everybody getting that? Like, are you excited? Like, it's so fun what you can do. It's so exciting, okay? All right, so was there any other companies that, like, I didn't even come close to touching, that, like, any of these suggestions I gave you, like, made your brain start to go, oh, I should ask this, I should ask that? Anybody? Go ahead and shout it out if there was. No? Okay, we're good. All right, so let's see here. Let me look at my notes really quick here. All right, so the thing that you have to remember is, after you've been messaging, after you've been digging deep, after you've been making them short, asking them questions, the thing you must remember is, as Americans, we wait for someone to ask us, would you like to buy, or would you like to purchase this? Okay, think about when you go to a restaurant, we don't call the waiter over usually unless they're really bad and slow. Typically, we wait for them to come to us and say, what would you like, ma'am? Okay, or sir. And we have to remember that. That's the way our society works. Have you ever heard the story about the lady and lives next door, and she invites her neighbor over? She goes, oh my gosh, look at this amazing 7-layer cake. Now, I wouldn't have baked it. I would have got it from Costco. There's a really cool chocolate cake at Costco that I love, okay? I'm like, isn't this just the most fabulous cake that you've ever had or seen? Okay, like, oh my gosh, the fudgy, yummy frosting and the several layers of cake, and it is just divine. Oh my gosh, this cake is so amazing. I had to make sure you knew about it. And then she goes away and she doesn't have any. And the next day she sees her friend and she says, I'm just curious. You're in my house, I was showing you that cake. Why didn't you have any? She says, you didn't actually offer me any. You didn't ask me if I wanted some. Okay? That's what you do so often on Facebook. Blah! Like, look how cool my product is. Look how cool my product is. Look how cool my product is. Or you start messaging people and you answer their questions and then you stop. Okay? So this is the frosting on your sales cake. The frosting on your sales cake is what's called an optional close. An optional close, all right? So you're going along. I'm trying to think if there's a company that I know of that wouldn't have this. Many of your companies have little kits, right? Have kits, have, you know, sets, have gift boxes, you know, gift packages, those kind of things. An awesome one to ask is, would you like to get some of these products individually, or would you like to get this kit that has this and this in it and this added thing, and you save a little money? Okay, let me tell you the power of an optional close. So there were these 2 retirement centers that had these 2 people that were making phone calls, and they would reach out to seniors and they would talk to them and they would ask them different questions about their life and about their needs and what their thoughts are in retirement, and they'd ask all the same questions. They'd get down to the bottom, and one group would ask, so do you want to come see it? And the other group would ask, would you like to come in on Tuesday or Thursday? The group that asked, would you like to come see it, booked under 10. The group that said, would you like to come see it Tuesday or Thursday, booked over 70. Right? Okay, That's like 700% difference, my friends. Would you like to close a few more deals? Okay. Ask which thing they'd like to purchase. Which pattern do you like? This one or this one? Which one do you want to start with? Which of these oils do you want to start with? Or would you like to get the kit? Which of these health products would you like to start with to get feeling better? Do you want to get this kit, or would you like to start with a few individual products we've talked about? Okay, the optional close. Or if you're just trying to book an interview with somebody and talking about more about your company and the business opportunity, would just be date or date. Hey, does this day at this time or this day at this time work? Now, let me tell you another little reason why this is so important. How many of you feel like you're busy? Anyone busy? Or, you know, are y'all just sitting around eating bonbons, watching soaps all day? Like, just, no, I just not got nothing to do. I am just bored, right? No, right. No, none of you. Okay. When somebody asks me, so when's a good time for you? I want to smack them. Okay. Like, I'm serious. Like, I know that's really bad, but I do. I have 4 children that are homeschooled, semi-homeschooled. They go to a couple classes. I have a business I'm running. They are in sports. My son's a triathlete. My daughter runs. My son needs speech therapy. There's like always a million things going on, okay? On my calendar, there's usually like 3 things in about every time box. Somebody asks me, when's a good time for me? I'm like, never, right? Okay. Anyone feel like that? If somebody asks you, when's a good time? I'm just looking at them like, oh, geez. But if and I'm trying to like flash through my calendar, when would be a good time? Because I care, but I'm just really busy, okay? Whereas if somebody says, hey, is there any chance on Tuesday at 10 or Thursday at 7 p.m. that you'd have 20 minutes to chat? My brain can go, zip, or go look on my calendar really quickly at those 2 times, and I can tell them yes or no very quickly, okay? Now, the other thing that is so important to understand is if I actually did find a time and I said, oh, let's see, okay, I think I have a half an hour on Wednesday at 2 p.m. And you go, I'm sorry, I can't do Wednesday at 2 p.m. And I'm like, you expect me to go find another time for you? Okay, does that make sense? Why it's just like, Urgh! So if you give them 2 options, you literally make their life a ton easier. Do all of you as women and men just feel like, oh my gosh, if I have to make one more decision today, I'm just going to burst in tears? Okay, does anybody have those moments? I do, okay? Please don't make me make one more decision. Make their life easier by giving them options. I promise you, you're not being pushy. You're being helpful. You are the expert in your product. You know in your calendar when you want to work. Control your calendar. That's why you're self-employed. Okay? Give options on product, on dates, on all sorts of things. And your sales and your bookings and your recruit interviews and all those things will skyrocket. Does that make sense? Okay, like, is that just the coolest thing ever? Now, how many of you are scared to do that? How many of you are like, that might be a little pushy? Anyone feeling pushy with that scenario? No, you get a little, some of you a little bit. Okay, just try it and see the relief on their face. You just have to, I know that everything I tell you, you're like, I'm not so sure, Michelle. That's okay. I don't expect you to believe everything I say until you go try it. Okay? Like, that's totally normal. I get that. No problem whatsoever. All right, so we have the initial touch. One of the things, if you're like, okay, like, what should I talk to him about? I want you to go get the book, and it's an oldie but goodie, but it will start cementing how important this is, how to win friends and influence people. This is incredibly important to understand how reaching out to other people, reaching out and getting to know them and making what's important to them is so important. So there's a gentleman, and he really wanted this business account, And he would go in and talk to this guy and go in and talk to this guy, and he just never wanted to switch companies. And while he was in there one day, he heard him talking to his secretary and asking, what cool stamps did we get today for my grandson? And so we had another appointment and booked another time to come back and talk to him. He goes back to his mailroom, goes and finds all the really cool stamps he could find, takes them to the guy with the account he was wanting, and all of a sudden the guy sat down and talked to him. Okay, please, I know you're trying to make what's important to them important to you regarding your product, but you have to care about something other than your product to get them to trust you and care more about what it is you have to sell. And it's one of those things, just like I was telling you, it takes a little, oh, does that really make a difference? I'm not sure. It might take more time. What if they don't talk to me? What if they think I'm weird? I'm asking. Everyone likes to talk about themselves. Okay? If you can't ask a question, give them a compliment. Okay? Everybody loves to be complimented. If the question thing just isn't totally comfortable, give some sort of sincere compliment. That's another great place to start. All right? So you got that initial touch. You got the be sure and put your name in, their name in, make it short, end with a question. As you ask more questions about your company and your product, actually there's a little window in between there where one of the things that I've had a lot of clients find out is that when they ask that initial question, so often the person will message back, answer their question, and they will say, oh my gosh, I'm so off my diet. Oh my gosh, I've just ran out of mascara. Oh my gosh, and they will bring up the company without you having to do it. Okay? Now, if they don't bring up the product on their own, this is your little hint, this is what you do, is you go, hey, I wanted to see how blank was working out. Do you have a minute I could ask you a couple quick questions? When you ask permission, then they say yes or no, okay? That's when you quit getting that really awful feeling of, oh my gosh, are they avoiding me or what's happening? Okay, does that make sense when they don't respond? So if you ask, do you have a minute I can ask you a couple quick questions about how your product was going, and they tell you, oh, actually, I'm just helping my daughter get in the bathtub, or helping my son with homework, or I'm at work right now, or whatever it is, they'll tell you if they do, and you can say, hey, would it be a good time to get back with you on this date at this time, or this date at this time? See how that works? Okay, so that's how you transition that friendly interaction with the business conversation. We dig a little deeper, find out how things worked, and the other tip for you is when they reply back to you, so let's say they talk about Susie and she's, you know, she had that tonsillectomy and she was in the hospital for a couple days, and then they say something about, oh, I'm totally off my groove and we haven't hardly been eating at home and haven't had a chance to use my new products. Okay, you always want to reply to the thing they mentioned first. I don't know about you, but sometimes when I get a text, I'll reply in backwards order. I'll reply to the last thing I read, and then I go backwards. Okay, reply to their need, reply to their personal thing first, then reply to the thing if they mention product. Okay, always make their concern first over anything that has to do with product. That will make it so you seem a lot more caring and concerning, and they'll trust you more. Okay? All right. Are you guys all getting some really cool ideas on how to text and message more effectively? Who's excited? Excited? All right. So let me tell you, one of the things that's really fun is in this business, in what I do, I give you so many, many, many ways to ask questions. There are ways to ask questions recruiting. There are ways to ask questions of someone you just met. There are ways to ask questions. Anybody do booths or expos? Anybody a booth or expo queen? Like to go hang out and do those? Anybody? Okay. There are really, I have really amazing things that you can do at booths and expos. There are questions for your team members. Who wants to like motivate their team? Anybody have one of those situations? Okay. All right. I have really cool questions to help you figure out what your team's why are wise are. Let's see if my grammar can hang in there. Okay, all those kind of things. We can really motivate your team with specific questions. All right. There are questions in every single part of your business that you can ask. And these questions can also be text. I love this one gal. She's like, I couldn't believe how cool it was when I started texting my team and I just simply gave them an optional close. Which of these things would work better for you this week to kind of get restarted? Do you want to do this thing or this thing? And all she did was just give an optional close in the texting to her team, okay? There's so many cool things that you can do with all these techniques. And sometimes I'll even recommend that when you've gotten to a good conversation and they seem really interested in product, go ahead and ask them, could I just talk to you on the phone for just 10 quick minutes? It'll help me give you a couple ideas faster and clarify a couple things and make sure what your needs are, all right? They're more likely to get on the phone with you after you've built up this, ooh, I gotta try that mascara and that foundation that covers everything up, or, ooh, wow, that sounds like it'd save me a lot of time and cooking and I'd have more family dinners, or, oh, wow, that means I wouldn't have to give my kid that medication and I would have this fix and this thing for my mom, okay? When you build this pretty little package, it will give people the motivation to talk to you, okay? So sometimes, especially when it's recruiting or you're trying to sell something that's a, $100 or more, it's a good idea to get on the phone. But you can build up that curiosity so they're more likely to want to do that. Does that make sense? Is that cool? Okay. All right. So if I could tell you, I would love, if it would be okay, I want to share with you a little bit about the programs I offer that give you the opportunities to learn questions in all these different areas, including with the holidays coming up. Who wants to know a little bit more about how to keep doing this, how to keep tweaking your conversations, how to get the perfect questions for your product? Anybody want to know a little bit about that? Okay, cool. So let me tell you what I do. I have a program that's called the Create Success Series. And my most popular level is what's called Create Business. And in the Create Business level, you have a couple dozen videos that focus on goal setting in your mindset, because depending on what your attitude is towards your business, towards yourself, towards your clients, all those different things, okay, it really makes a huge difference in just having these questions, okay? And also having goals. When you have goals and the law of attraction, it makes a huge difference. I talked about thinking outside the box. And what's really fun, how many of you would love to have those attitudes rub off on your family, on your spouse, on your kids? I love how many times the things I teach about goal setting, then people take and use with their families, and it's like this added free perk, okay? So it's really cool. When you guys start to really harness the power of goal setting and law of attraction, it totally benefits your family, okay? So that's the first thing. The second part of it is all on sales. There are videos on sales, just one-on-one, and creating the questions for your product. So a lot of you started to see, ooh, this is how I could talk to people more about my Jamboree nails, about my doTERRA, about my products in the kitchen, about my makeup, okay? There's so many cool things that you can ask that pull information out of people, and they're so much more likely to buy when you've shown a ton of interest in them. Next time you do a booth, please, my friends, don't say, hey, can I tell you about this product? Ask them, why do you like to have your nails done? How does it make you feel? Tell me about the makeup that you most often use. Tell me about the jewelry that you leave the house the most often with. What is what is that little funky disease or, illness that your child is always coming down with, you're always trying to figure out another solution for? Ask questions at the booth and get them talking, and they won't be walking away, okay? There's so many cool things you can do with these questions. So there's classes on how to have better parties. Now, it doesn't matter if it's online or in person, but you have those all these things can be used in any type of party, okay? We have classes on recruiting. I have an amazing recruiting script that is a conversation. You're simply talking. You're simply getting to know them better. There's some really cool things that you can learn about recruiting that help you better understand the person as an individual. And as you're talking to them and getting to know them and what motivates them, you should see how your recruiting skyrockets and how much faster you can build your team and how much better you understand them and can train them. Okay? So those are all the videos that we have, but then we have some extra bonuses. We have a set right now that is just for a limited time, and it's all on holiday sales, both on recruiting and sales and wish list and all sorts of things. It's really cool. Then I have 4 videos for you on texting. And when you sign up for that program by Monday, you get the texting videos for free on top of several other bonuses, okay? So most of you, when you have a party, make anywhere from $75 to $150 to $200 a party, right? Okay, kind of average party. All this is $100 a month. $100, basically one party. And what's so cool about this is you book that one party usually very quickly, and the program pays for itself. And most people that work with me will book anywhere to 4 to 6 parties and have a couple new recruits within 30 to, 30 days to 6 weeks. I'm going to unmute Marty. Marty, will you tell us just a little bit about your experience in the last 30 days and what you've been able to do by asking better questions? I'm going to put her on the spot, but I know that she's got her groove on, okay? Go ahead, Marty.
Hi, everyone. Wow. Thanks, Michelle. I started working with Michelle in, the end of August, the middle of August. Last month, I tripled my PRS just simply by asking better questions. It takes a lot of practice. I'm still working at it. It doesn't come natural to me, but Michelle is really amazing about giving great tools to help with your specific company, to be able to ask really good questions that then in turn will make you not seem like I can't even tell you how many customers were like, oh my gosh, you're not pushy, and oh, I'd love to work with you again, and then booked. So they're really good tools.
And she went from 2,000 to 6,500 in personal sales, okay, in 30 days. And she's like, I am so busy. And I'm like, I know, it's fun, right? Okay, because she was messaging. It takes a little longer to message each individual person, but do they order more per person, Marty? Is it like pay off?
Right. It went from like, I sell unique, so it went from a mascara or like a, eyeliner, lip liner to collection after collection after collection, because you can start pairing products together. And I know like with I have a jam rep, and she kind of does that too. So I went from buying like one sheet to a sheet and a heater and like you can really just add everything up. And my recruiting, I've signed, I don't know, like 6 to 8 new team members, and they keep coming. So it's so worth the investment in yourself to grow your skills and to grow your team, and to really, it's mind-blowing.
It's so fun. Okay, you have to realize, my friends, investing in yourself. You invested in a kit or in your company or in the product that you have. Okay, if you invested in that, please do just as much to invest in some training. Like if you wanted a college degree and you wanted to be a doctor or something, you wouldn't just go buy the doctor's jacket and the stethoscope and buy the equipment. You would go buy the education, okay? You are business people. Buy business training. So what it is, it's $100 a month, and you can stay with me for as long or as short as you like. You just need to give a 14-day notice on whenever you want to cancel. You have access to all these videos, but not only that, you get to hang with me, right, Marty? We get to bond. So on Mondays, we have what's called mastermind groups on 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. That's Pacific Standard Time. So if you're Eastern, it would be noon, and it would be 8. Yeah, I can count. No, maybe it's 11. No, noon. Yeah, I can add 3. Okay, noon and 8 o'clock. 8 p.m. And you get to come and chat with me and tell me what's going on with your business, what your concerns are. I suggest some videos to do. I give you some added questions to ask, and we tweak it until it works for your business. Then I have another day during the week where it's online office hours. I'm just hanging out here. And you pop on and you ask me a question and we get down to the needs of your business. I like to help you personally, okay? By watching the videos, there's a bunch of information I can give you with you doing that on your own. But then you go try it, and then I go, oh, let's try this. Oh, it sounds like we need to tweak this question for this product, or this is how your company works, so let's make these tweaks, okay? So there's all these little things that we do to customize it for you, for your needs, for your business, for your goals. Okay, does that make sense? It's really, really fun. Now, if you just want more of the texting stuff, I do have an opportunity for you just to buy the texting videos, and I have what's called a question tree that will be included in both things. So remember how we talked about ask this type of question and this type of question? I just created this new little asking tree that goes from the, hey, oh my gosh, your Disneyland trip looks so fun, to, hey, would you like to have, you know, these 3 package of wraps and the heater, or do you just want to start with the wraps? Okay, so we go from that to that, and it gives you step-by-step exactly what to ask next. And when you work with me in the program, the Create Business Series, we will customize it and create all the questions for your company. You'll have the script that you can use, whether you're talking to somebody, messaging them, texting them, you'll have it right in front of you. Skyrocket yourselves, my friends, okay? So who wants the link? Who's ready to like groove with me? Because I am so excited to work with you. So what you do is you go to creativesuccesssystems.com, and there's things called Create Success Series. You drop down, and there's the Create Business. It's the one that's $100 a month. You all, if you signed up, hopefully will be getting emails. If you don't get the email, let me know. Just message me on Facebook or send me a quick email personally or text me. But what we can do is get you started watching videos today, okay? Start watching that goal setting video today. Get your mindset in a groove. Do we love Post-it notes and goal setting, Marty? How much fun is that? We are the Post-it note believers, right? So we put Post-it notes everywhere, okay? It like makes a huge difference. So much fun. I would love to help you with your business. I would love to help you take it to the next level. I am passionate about this. I am a mom that's home with my kids, and yes, sometimes they're like, could you get off the computer? But they're home with me. Or maybe you just need some extra income to pay off some debt. Or I hear so many of you, you all have different reasons for why you're working your business. I care about your whys so much. I want to help you get to where you want to be. I have so many fun bonuses for you right now. The other things that I do for you that's offered just through Monday is I go onto your Facebook feeds and I look at the questions and the posts you're doing, and I give you some suggestions on questions. Right, Marty? Do I love to help you with questions on your Facebook feeds? Okay. That gets people engaged with you, so you know who to start having messages with. That's $150 value for me to review your Facebook page or group or whichever it is. The other thing I do is you can send me up to 3 conversations that are via text or via messaging. Copy and paste them to me. I'll review them and I'll go, oh, look, see here, we could have asked a few more questions and dug a little deeper. Or see here, you might have gone too quick, or this might have been shorter, or here's another way to say it. And I'll review it for you and get right down to the nitty and gritty and help you get really good at your messaging. Okay, so you can copy and paste up to 3 of those to me. That's $150 value. And then the personalized questions for your business and the message tree, that's another $150 value. That's coming to you when you sign up by Monday. Okay, now if you sign up today though, you get to start watching videos today. So the sooner you do it, the sooner we get to start playing. Okay, and I have office hours tomorrow. You can come meet me, tell me about your business, tell me about what's going on with you. I love what I do. Now I'm going to open this up. I'm going to unmute it. You guys can pick my brain, ask me questions. You'll be getting emails and with the different links. Whether you want to do just the texting videos, and those are all being like uploaded right now. So just if you go and you sign up right now, just know that the videos are coming. Like I'm learning to love technology and learn how to work with it. I'm better at asking questions at technology, but they're getting all uploaded as we speak. Okay. And then the business one, if you sign up for the business one today, go watch the goal setting class very first, because it'll get your head in the game. You'll see why I do what I do, and you'll be able to help people really accomplish like either just their goals with your product or the goals with their business. All right. So let me, what questions do you have? How can I help you? If you don't have a question, you can tell me your aha moment. I'd love to hear your aha moments. What did you learn today? You can chat down below.
Hi, Michelle. It's Darcy.
Hi, Darcy.
Thank you. I like the optional close definition and how you explained that.
Awesome. Thank you.
And a reminder, because I'm bad, I'll reply to the last one that I've read. So it's a reminder to reply to them, which is usually the first. All right. I'm gonna go now.
Okay, try unmuting people, and that like made a lot of noise. So just unmute yourself personally. Those on the phone, I'll go and unmute on your side.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi. Who's this?
Kaylee.
Hi.
Super helpful training. I think the number one thing I learned was that it is okay to reach out to people and talk about their lifestyle and then talk about the business. I always kind of felt like maybe I was being a little phony if I was saying, oh, congrats on the baby. Have you heard about my business? You know, type thing.
Well, there's a little bit, when you ask permission to talk about a business, that's when you're not phony. You're smooth transition.
Yeah, so I think it's definitely going to take some fine tuning, but at least hearing yours and Marty's success with it, I mean, obviously it needs to be done. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm excited to see you. Marty, go for it.
I can tell you when you start like trying to do the questions and trying to implement what she's telling you, you're gonna be like, this isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna work. And then, because it's scary and hard and weird at first, and then it works. And then you're like this, Michelle, I'm sorry that I doubted you.
I think I heard a couple of those moments before. This isn't going to work. I don't know what I'm learning. This isn't going to work. And then she came back and she was like, I tripled my PRS. And I was like, oh, yeah. So, it was really awesome.
That's right. So Marty and Kaylee are friends. Well, and Kaylee, are you Marty's downline? Are you her team member?
Yeah.
Cool.
We're business partners.
Business partners. Ladies, and yeah, exactly. Now, just remember, this is going on again on Thursday at 7 p.m. Invite your team, okay? Go share the links. Get them on this call. We want to help as many as possible. My goal is that direct salespeople are no longer seen as pushy, obnoxious salespeople, okay? Because you all know, and that's why every time you start talking about your product and people's eyes get really big and they pull back like this and you're like, oh crap, I'm losing them, okay? Like that's what we all hate, right? That look of, oh no, you're trying to sell me something. You don't have to feel like that when you're asking really good questions, okay? I want to help you be as authentic as you can be, okay? It is so important, so important. What is the link to sign up? Okay, so you go to Creative Success Systems, there's an S on the end, .com. And when you go to that link, when you go to that page, at the top, there's Create Success Series. You go down to the bottom, there'll be different levels. Unless you have a team of about 100 plus, you probably don't need the $150 one to create momentum. You might want that eventually. But right now, the perfect one to start with is the $100 level per month. Please let me know when it's free to voice my question. Go for it. I see Accuse iPhone.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Does the $100 go from month to month, as in August to, or are we in October? October to September, or is it the specific date?
Yep. So if you signed up today, which is the 13th, you'd be billed again on the 13th.
Okay.
So you're not losing 13 days.
Right. I'm leaving on Friday to go to Jamaica for a week, so
Cool.
I don't want to start anything till we get back because we don't have access to phone or anything. So can this special that's going on be like post dated till we get back?
What day do you get back?
We come back. Well, I'll be back Friday.
Oh,
Next Friday.
Ashley, why don't you send me a message and we will take care of that for you.
Okay, except it's going to come from Brandy. I'm just on Ashley's computer.
Oh, okay. You're Brandy. Okay, perfect. So just say, hey, Michelle. So you must be with Unique. What level are you, hon?
Purple.
Purple. Woohoo! What state are you in?
Louisiana.
Oh, awesome. So yeah, our cute little Marty here, she's like this close to purple. We're getting there, right, Marty? We're raising the roof. So yeah, so go ahead and sign up when you get back and we will take good care of you, okay? Brandy, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Nice to meet you. Is Ashley going to come play with us too?
She had to run out the door to an appointment, so she didn't hear the ending. I'm not sure.
Okay, cool. No problem. Awesome. All right. Let me see if there's, sorry, I'm better at listening than reading questions. Okay. Are there any other questions? Just go ahead and unmute yourself and give a shout out because let's see. Yes, you can cancel the subscription with a 14-day notice. Okay. So just, all you have to do is just send me a quick email and go, you know what? I've got what need right now. So, but please, when you get on there, you've got access to all these videos. Please pick a couple to get really good at. When you go watch the whole thing, it's like drinking from a fire hose, which doesn't work real well, right? You kind of get blown away. So we want to pick a couple things at a time and get really good at them. And the thing you got to do first is learn how to create questions for your business. Okay, that's the very first thing. What other questions do we have? Does anybody have just like a business question or anything more about how the program works? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone from the 80s? Yeah, I'm going to stop the recording, but you can keep asking me questions, okay?